Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing just a everyday neutral glam look with a little bit of liner, and I'm also going to be using a few things that I haven't tried in a long time and a few new products as well. So I hope you guys are excited because I am so excited to get into this. I'm going to start out first with the One Size Secure the Glow Tacky Hydrating Primer. I like to use this primer because my skin is super dry at the moment, so I like to just hydrate the skin with this, but also, you know, of course, prep the skin for makeup so that it lasts all day. I'm just gonna put this on as if I were putting on moisturizer. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. This is in the shade Aruba. So I actually forgot that I need to carve my brows first with my concealer. So I'm gonna go in with the Tower 28 Serum Concealer in the shade Noho. I'm just gonna brush my brows upward just so that I get them out of the way. This is with the Morphe 401 Brow Brush. And I'm just gonna apply this concealer right underneath my brows. And I'm gonna be taking this Dose of Colors concealer brush and I'm just gonna use this to carve. I'm gonna just take the concealer and go as close as possible to my brow hairs and follow my natural brow shape. And then I like to take my IT Cosmetics Airbrush Concealer Brush to help me blend out this concealer. Now, going into the foundation, I'm going to be taking the IT Cosmetics number 7 Complexion Brush to help me apply this foundation. And I'm just going to apply it directly to the skin. And I'm just going to blend this down into my neck and then kind of just like buff out the foundation into the skin. I do feel like this color Aruba is a smidge too light for me, so I feel like the next shade after this, darker, that is neutral, is probably going to be like the perfect match, but I don't know, I'll kind of have to see. But I'm just going to warm up my face more just so that it kind of hides the fact that this is just a tad too light. Now I'm going to brighten with my concealer. This is again the Tower 28 Serum Concealer in the shade Noho. And I just like to place my concealer right about here under my eyes, right above my lip, and on my forehead, and I'll let that sit for a little bit. And while that is sitting, I'm going to be using the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour in the shade Tranquil. I'm going to start by placing this on the forehead. I'm going to start with just like 2 dots. And using my Sephora 56 brush, I'm going to use this to help me blend out this liquid contour. I'm just going to go in and do some tapping motions. Tap it a little bit into my hairline as well. And I'm just gonna put 1 dot, or actually 2 dots on the cheek, and just blend that out. I'm gonna take my number 7 brush by IT Cosmetics again, and I'm just going to blend this concealer out now. Again, just like kind of tapping that out. And then whatever is left over on the Sephora 56 brush, I like to put on the sides of my nose just to do a little bit of liquid contouring. And then I will take my e.l.f. Matte Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral, and I will brighten with this concealer a little bit while also cleaning up the nose contour that I just applied. So I'm just going to go right along the nose here. And then I'm going to take this dual-ended brush by Tarte, and I'm going to take the angle side to help me blend out this concealer. I'm just going to tap it in and blend it out along the sides of my nose, blurring those two together. Next, I'm going to be using the new Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio. This is in the shade Blind Date. I would say this is like a really nice peachy rosy color, and I absolutely love this kind of blush tone at the moment. I've never tried it, but I'm sure I'm gonna love it because it's Morphe, and I feel like most brands don't go wrong when it comes to like blushes as far as the formula. If anything, it's more so the shade range, but I think that this is going to be amazing, so let's try it out. I'm definitely going to go in with the powder and the highlighter later on once I have my base kind of set and everything, but for now I'm just going to go in with the top part, which is the cream blush. I'm going to go in with this Morphe M204 cream and liquid blush brush. Applying this right to the cheekbones. This color is super pretty. I feel like for my skin tone, this would be perfect blush for everyday, kind of just an everyday, subtle, nothing like super crazy, but definitely buildable. Like I can see that it's definitely building up as well. So I can definitely go more sheer, or I can go kind of more intense with this color. Definitely buildable. I really love this tone. It's like a nice peach with a little bit of pink. Before I set everything with powders, I'm gonna be going in with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist on top of my creams. To set my concealer areas, I'm going to switch it up a little bit and use products that I haven't used in a while, starting with the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC40, and I'm also going to be using the Laura Mercier loose powder in the shade Translucent. Now, I don't know if you guys remember in my last tutorial, but I did say that I love to set first with a pressed powder and then go on top of that with a loose powder. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing, but with two different products this time. So I'm going to go in first with the MAC one, and I'm using the shade NC40, which I feel like is a good shade for setting my concealer areas. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with the shade. I'm going to start by just kind of blending out the concealer, making sure that it's not creasing before I completely set it down. And then I'm going to take that NC40 Studio Fix powder with my Real Techniques 402 brush. Then I'm going to set that right in place along the sides of my nose as well. I'm also going to place this powder right above my top lip as well, down my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. Now taking the Laura Mercier powder in the shade Translucent, I'm going to put this right on top of that MAC powder with the same brush, and then going right on top with that. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face where I just have only liquid foundation with the One Size Turn Up the Base powder in the shade Medium Dark 1. To apply this powder, I'm going to be using the Morphe M163 brush, and I'm just going to put this right on top of that liquid foundation that I put on earlier. Setting that right in place, blending it down my neck. Now I'm going to add some color to my skin, my favorite part, because literally this is the only step that makes me feel like, okay, like my skin, I look normal. Like I don't look like a ghost, you know? So I'm going to go in first with the YSL All Hours Hyper Bronzer in the shade 4, and then I'm also going to go in on top of that with the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish in the shade Gold Deposit. So first going in with the YSL, I'm going to take this Lorella BB5 brush, and I'm just going to put this powder bronzer right on top of that Rare Beauty liquid contour. The liquid contour does have more of a contour, cooler kind of feel, and this bronzer has more of a warmer feel, so this is definitely going to add more warmth to that Rare Beauty bronzer, but still add a little bit of pigment and tone to it. So I really love this step for that. I'm also going to add it right here as well. And then of course adding Gold Deposit right on top to give it that extra glow. And I'm going to add that same bronzer along the sides of my nose just to bring some color back into the center of my face. Now to add some color to the cheeks, I'm going to go back in with the Morphe Cheek Thrills Multi-Finish Face Trio in the shade Blind Date. To apply the powder now, I'm going to be using their Morphe M201 powder brush. I'm just going to take that shade right onto the brush and put it right on top. The shade looks so pretty. It makes that cream pop even more, especially when you layer that way. Super pretty. Now I'm gonna apply their kind of like highlight part. I'm gonna apply it with their little powder puff. So I'm just gonna add this onto the powder puff. And this is more like a cream highlighter in a sense. And it's gonna make that blush nice and glowy. I'm just gonna grab it onto the puff and then kind of dab it onto my hand just so that I have a little bit of control of how much product I'm grabbing. And once I feel like I like that amount, I will just kind of roll this on. Now I'm going to set my eyes in place just so that I can do my brows really quick before I do anything with my eyes. So to do that, I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC40 and add a little bit of concealer and just blend that out before I set. I'm going to set that right in place. For brows, I'm going to be using this Dominique Cosmetics Brow Frame Brow Pencil in the shade Neutral Brown. Just going to brush the brow hairs upward, and then I'm going to just start at the bottom and then lightly fill it in. For brow gel, I'm going to be using this MAC Cosmetics Pro Locked Brow Gel in clear and just brush my brows upward in place. For the eyes, I'm just going to grab the Huda Beauty Empowered Eyeshadow Palette, just something neutral and quick and easy to use. I'm going to start off with this color called Confident. Taking that shade Confident on a Morphe M514 brush, I'm just going to add it to the outer corner of my eye near the lash line and slowly blend this out into the crease. Grabbing a fluffier brush, I'm going to take this color called Best Self and taking it on a Morphe M573 brush, I'm just going to grab this and help me blend out this deeper tone with a transition shade. And then going back in with that deeper color to kind of bring it back to life, I'm just going to add it back in here a little bit. And then I'm going to take this MAC Studio Fix pressed powder in the shade NC40 again. Taking this on my Laura Mercier all over eye brush. I'm just going to put this in the front of the lid here just to brighten it up a bit. And then I'm going to take this Morphe Mixed Signals Dual-Ended Cream and Liquid Shadow Stick. And I'm going to use the BFF side, which is the liquid shadow part. And I'm going to just put this on the back of my hand. And using this Sephora 14 brush, I'm just going to grab that Morphe Liquid Shadow. And I'm going to put this right on the corner here, tapping that in. And this is so pretty. I love this color. And I'm going to put those two blending shades that I used in the crease underneath here. Starting with the shade Confident, I'm going to apply that with the Morphe 382 brush and put it right underneath here. And grabbing that lighter shade Best Self with a Morphe M507 brush, I'm going to put that right underneath that darker brown just to kind of smudge it out a bit underneath. In my waterline, I'm going to be adding the Rimmel London Scandal Eyes pencil in the shade Nude and put this right in the waterline. Next, I'm going to be using this NYX Epic Wear liner in black. And this is how I typically like to do winged liner. I like to start with the just line across the lid first. So I'll kind of just like go in front of here. Line across my lash line. And after I do this line, I like to do the wing. So I'll kind of go in with the liner and kind of follow right where this corner is and go upward. So starting here and then winging outward. Connecting that together. And then after this, I kind of just like tweak the liner until it's how I like it to be. Actually also going to take the NYX Epic Ink liner because I do like this pen sometimes too. And then I'm also going to do the inner corner wing as well, but I'm going to do it a little bit smaller than I normally do it. So I'm just going to kind of follow inner corner here and just wing it out. And then just connect that to the bottom. Sometimes what I like to do is clean up the liner a bit just so that it's to my liking. So I'm gonna just take concealer and clean up the end of the liner just so that's a little bit sharper. Okay guys, I finished my eyes off camera. All the details of the products that I use, of course, will always be down below for you guys. For the lips, I'm going to finish off with first the One Size lip pencil in the shade Ripped Dew. And then I'm gonna go in with the Shell Silvery pencil in the shade Foxy Brown. For lipstick, I'm going to be using the MAC Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Peach Stock. This is actually their original formula. You can see this is the new version here. So just a heads up that this is the old version that I'm going to be using, not the new version. The new version actually does look slightly different than the older one, which is kind of sad because I love the older version, the formula, but maybe they just couldn't get the formula down to what it used to be. I don't know, or maybe they changed, you know, manufacturers or whatever it's called, but I really hope that they can nail the old version because the old version still looks different than the new one. But anyways, I'm going to be using the old version and putting this in the center of my lips. Foxy Brown to help me blend in the lipstick and liner together. And then for gloss, I'm going to go in with this MAC Cosmetics Dazzle Glass in the shade Tangerine Tropica. I haven't used this in years and it was sitting in my collection and I was like, let me use it. It's literally almost gone, but I knew that this would be great on top. So I'm just gonna put this here. Okay guys, this is the finished look. I absolutely love how it came out. The eyes are absolutely stunning and it came out exactly how I pictured it. I love when that happens. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I think after each video, I'll kind of just go over some things that I want to note that I tried out. So for example, like the Rare Beauty liquid contour, this is my second time using it and I really do like it. I think if I'm being honest, I feel like this product is one of those products where it looks bad before it looks good, if that makes sense. When I'm using it, I'm like, oh, like I'm not sure, but at the very end, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, yes, I love her, you know? And then also with the Morphe new Cheek Thrills Face Trio, I really do like it. I love this color as well. This color is everything. It's probably gonna be my new fave. I love that it comes with, you know, your cream, your powder, and then also a kind of like sheer glowy blush highlight combo. This is so pretty and I'm definitely going to be using this more for that nice glowy cheek look because I've been wanting to get that look and I feel like with this product I actually can. I definitely have some of the other shades here, so I am excited to try out the other shades as well, which I will be trying them out in future tutorials. I feel like those are the main two products that I wanted to touch on. All the other products I love, of course, and I love to switch up the products for you guys to show you different products on camera because trust me, if it was up to me, I would be using my faves every single time, but sometimes it is good to remind yourself of what you have in your collection and what look you can make out of that, and I absolutely love this look. So yeah, I'm so excited just to even start editing this look for you guys already. Yes, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!